Yeah.
So I'll just do a little intro and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's Scotty here from the Men's Mastery Group, and I'm here with my client Nathan Leete today. Nathan's just finished up in the 12-week Men's Mastery program, and I've got him here today because he's had an amazing journey, and I just wanted to share it with everyone. So welcome, Nathan.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thanks for jumping on and taking the time.
No worries. Always got the time of day for you, mate.
Awesome. So we'll get straight into it.
Yep.
First question I had for you was, where were you at? Where did you find out about the program?
So one of my good friends, he got me in touch with you, and he's like, I was in a shitty place at the time. I just had a really bad breakup with my ex-girlfriend, and I was lacking motivation to get back into the gym. Like, I'd just come home and have an excuse every day, and I just had no motivation to get in there. I just needed a big change. Like, I wasn't doing much. I just needed a big change. So I just thought, stuff it, what can I lose? Like,
yeah. And then we had a phone call and things ensued from there. And how did you enjoy the program in general? What were the main things specifically that that you enjoyed about the program? Someone who knows nothing about it, what were the things that you got out of it?
Well, so firstly, I started doing everything like on the program, like the daily things that you got to do, and I was still like in a bad headspace. So I thought, oh, this is easy. I'm doing all the physical stuff. I've done a lot of training before with football and stuff. So I thought, this is easy. Like, I can do this by myself. But then it wasn't until a few weeks in where I came to some obstacles, I came to some barriers mentally and mindset stuff, where I really started seeing the difference. There's the value in this program. Like, it wasn't until the ups were fine, but the downs is when I was really learning and really took a lot out of it. And I thought to myself, oh yeah, this is actually going to help me a lot. Like, I'm not a book reader. I wasn't very good in school. I've always been tradie. I've read 6 or 7 books in the last 2 months, which is crazy.
Wow.
So I've actually read 2 of them twice. And that's just not like me at all. Like, if my mum heard that, she'd fall off her chair.
Yeah.
It's been bloody good. Yeah.
And so just that one thing, do you think, like, for your goals, like, I think, obviously the fitness part of this is like, only a very small part of the thing, because we use them for peak performance practices, meaning we release chemicals through doing exercise, and it creates the discipline and allows you to feel good and all the benefits. So, like, going back to what we were saying before about when you started, what was the goal that you had for doing the program? Like, obviously you mentioned, like, kind of a little bit, but like, what were you hoping to get out of the program?
Just a good mindset, like, where I'm unbreakable, unstoppable, not go back to my old ways, or get unfocused or unmotivated, or like just slump back into going back to how I used to be, and just like making excuses in my head. And I just was afraid, so scared of doing that. Like, that's the biggest thing I've taken away from this, is where I've sort of challenged I've taken charge of my mind more than anything else. Like, action over fear, commitment over comfort. These things.
There he goes.
Now, and like you said them on the first call, and they automatically just start kicking in now. Like, it's amazing. Like, I walk my dog twice a day now. I was walking him once a week or twice a week. Like, and that's just before work. I cook my breakfast, my gym meals every day. I cook my other gym meals on a Sunday and a Wednesday. Like, I go to the gym. I've gone to the gym 6 days a week, every week
for the last 12 weeks.
Yeah, and like, that's not like me either. I still get a little bit of extra, but I used to get it really bad, and that was a thing that I used to turn me off going to the gym sometimes when it flared up. But now it's just, I just don't care. I just go. I don't care what anyone thinks of it, and it goes away so much quicker, clears out. But just the other little excuses, like when I'm hungover, like I'll allow for that now. Like I'll have a day on a Sunday I don't go to the gym, so I know like that's my day to recover. But Monday, I'm still feeling crappy from the weekend. I just make sure I go. The first 2 weeks was the hardest bit, but then after that, it became easy.
Yeah.
You start flowing.
Yeah. And so day one, we set those principles, but we also set up the Google Map goal.
Yeah.
So the Google Map goal, I think for you was to work towards having like a real estate portfolio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, at the start, I had a bit of a change halfway through. I thought I've been thinking about getting into primary school teaching for a few years because I like teaching, but then I realised it's not really what I want to do long term. So I wanted to get a portfolio of houses over the next 12 years. And so then I've focused into real estate, actually getting a job in that. So I started taking action in that, and I started working on weekends away from my normal job with a real estate agent. I'm starting,
amazing,
which is good. Yeah. So if I can learn that trade of,
and you also did a course, didn't you? You did also on top of this course, you did another little masterclass or something in real estate investment with some mob. What were they called?
Oh yeah, 7 Steps to Wealth. I just went to their seminar, and that's all.
That's still more action, and you've got like a strategy and a goal towards, and now the mindset to be able to, like, do you feel confident because you've learnt this program that like that's like a definite thing that you're going to do?
Yeah, 100%. So I took action into that. I called them up, and their financial advisor came over, had a meeting with me on a Saturday for 2 or 3 hours, sat down where I need to save money and what I need to do by next time. I bought my first house at the start of this year. I'd always just traveled up until now. But then so she set out a plan for how I can get my second house by the end of next year and how I can save money and so now I'm focused on doing that.
And you feel confident that you're going to be able to make that happen?
Yeah, 100%. I know what I need to do now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So over
very exciting.
12 years, I hope to have 5 or 6 houses, and then they'll be paying each other off. And then I can, at that time, I can sell 1 or 2 and live comfortably off the others. So.
And so one thing I also would have said to you at the start is that at the end of this program, that's not the end, that it's the beginning. Do you feel like that where you're at now? Do you feel like it's the end, or do you feel like it's the beginning?
100% the beginning. I've got a good mindset now, so I can just do whatever I want. And the meditation's helped a lot too, because my mind goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I try to do too many things at once. And then halfway through, you made me realize I always thought I had a bad memory issue. That's why I got Dory tattooed on me. But then you said to me, you don't have a bad memory, you've got bad focus. So you need to focus on one thing at a time. And then with meditation, that's helped me a lot to just slow down and just think about one thing at a time. And yes, I'm so happy. I'm so confident.
Have a look at that smile. It can't quit it. That's really so awesome, man. And it just makes me feel, I mean, as I said to you, I think on our last call, that watching you guys go through this journey, and I meant this 100%, that you guys have 100% been inspiring me as well. We're all on a journey. We're just at different stages, and you've got certain value and you've got certain things, like just the way that you've just jumped into this thing from where I knew that you were emotionally, mentally, all these things. You've just given 110%. And even though you might have had some like downfalls, can you speak on that a little bit? So when you had a few times where you felt crap, what was it about in the program that you felt that, just speak on how, like, was it the masterclass that helped you? Was it knowing that there was someone with you and we'd have those back and back messages, or you could call me anytime, or like, what was it that really allowed you to move through that breakup and end up here, this really happy, successful, beginning life's just getting started type of guy? Yeah.
I remember one-on-one call, we have our one-on-one calls on a Thursday night, but I think it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I was going to the gym and I was just emotional wreck. Like I couldn't get my ex out of my head and I was just shot. Like I couldn't see the end of the tunnel. I was so emotional. And I called you for a chat before I was sitting in the car before I went to the gym, and I was just shocked. Like I needed help. I reached out, and you sat there for like 2.5 hours and chatted to me about things. And then later on in the program, only like a month ago, so 2 months in, we had another big breakthrough with my ex, and that's just helped a lot too. Like that's been crazy. Like how you delved so deep into that and got to the core issues of what was going on there. So those one-on-one calls have helped so much, but the Monday masterclass has been great too. So yeah, take a lot from that too.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. So the next thing I was going to ask is, what was the biggest? Oh, sorry. Where am I going here? Name 3 words to describe the old you.
Okay, so I haven't written down words. I've just written down like a few little words. So
Yep.
I'm easily distracted. So this is the first one.
Yep.
Listen to others too much.
Yep.
And negative self-talk, which is the biggest one that's turned around.
Yep. So really, that's tough to be your best self and tough to go for your dreams and your goals when you've got those 3 kind of anchors. If you're the ship, those are like heavy anchors just slowing you down in everything that you do. Yeah. And so if you had to describe yourself now, what would 3 kind of things be that you would describe yourself now?
Positive self-talk, so that's changed around completely. Focused and driven, not motivated, driven. So I got that off one of the books, David Goggins, their ex-Navy Marine. He said motivation is bullshit because it doesn't last, but being driven, that's something that you're just driving. There's nothing stopping.
You're driving towards. You're in a car.
It's not a temporary motivation thing. It's something that you're driven to, and nothing's going to stop you. So that's why I said driven. And more organised and priorities in order. So that's one of the biggest things. My priorities are in order now, like what I need to do. And like TV takes a last seat, and I never listen to the radio anymore. Like I turn it on and I'm like, this is garbage. I'm getting nothing from this. So I'd never listen to the radio. I always listen to podcasts and audiobooks. So yeah.
Awesome. And so how long did it take you to start to notice a difference? You kind of tapped into this before, that you kind of were doing the fitness stuff and then 3 weeks in, but how long did you start to notice a difference in how you felt? Was it after the first call, or was it after the first 3 weeks, or where did you notice, wow, this is really...
So the first 3 weeks I went all in. I'm like, I'm paying money, so I'm going to go all in with this. And the physical side of it and the meal prep thing, I was just like, I can do this. I've done this before. So I was sort of thinking, am I really getting my value here? Like, I'm paying this money and I'm doing stuff I could do by myself. And then it wasn't until the bads come, like the road bumps came in, and then I really started seeing the value. So yeah, the first few days I started seeing results, but then the first 3 weeks is where I really
Awesome. And what was the biggest difference that you noticed? So we already kind of spoke about that. Was it like just your mindset?
My self-talk.
Yeah. So your self-talk.
Yeah.
And what impact has that had in now going from negative self-talk to positive self-talk?
Oh, massive. So I just get everything done now. Like all my house is running like well-oiled machine. Everything is going good. Like got my priorities and stuff. I know what I'm doing and what I'm working towards. Like it's making a world of difference.
Yeah. Awesome. And what's the favorite, of all the things, like which could have been the masterclass, could have been something I said to you, could have been something that you learnt yourself through all these books that you've learnt from actually prioritizing reading and learning how to be motivated. What was the number one thing in the last 12 weeks that you've learned? The favorite thing that you've learned. So
it's just it's not a competition, but the thing that you're in is with yourself. Like it's you're fighting your mind. Your mind always wants to take the easy track and the easy path. And when you start realizing that and being aware of that, that's when you really start to grow. So like, yeah.
Nathan, the life coach. Yeah. He's going to have a new career after this.
Possibly.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And what was the hardest thing in the program? Because even though this is all great, like this is like greatness isn't easy, right? And I'm not saying this program, it's not for the faint-hearted. You've got to have some sort of reason why, like you've got to be committed, right? And so I think everyone would benefit from doing this, but what do you think was the hardest thing? Was it something that people might find surprising, or was it?
Overcoming my self-doubt and my years of beliefs, like the years and years of beliefs that it's easy to, like you said, what's that thing that shining in the rain? That's that comment.
Yeah. So I say, it's easy to stand. It's not how you stand in the sunshine. It's how you stand in the rain.
Yeah. So when things are going good, that's easy to keep going to the gym. It's easy to do your meal prep when everything's going good. When you're mentally in a good mindset, that's all good. But
you probably can do that by yourself.
Yeah. But when it goes down, and when, you know, your house is, I come like Sunday morning, I'm supposed to be doing my meal prep. The house is messy. I haven't walked my dog. Like, I've got all this stuff to do. I'm hungover. Like, and I wasn't drinking very often, but when I do, like, everything went down, and then my head mindset got down.
So that happened Sunday, then Monday came, then you missed the gym, and then it's like a domino effect. It would spiral.
Yeah, but then your support there was unreal. So, like, just the few little comments and messages or phone call, like, just get me back on the right track. That's where it really came in as worth. Like, but the
hardest thing was what?
The hardest thing was just overcoming the doubt that I had, and like just killing my old beliefs.
So we'll go into that in a second. So the next thing was how has your life changed in the last 12 weeks? So we've kind of touched on this again. Mindset equals self-worth, in control, stress, focus, belief, confidence, discipline, passion. Like, so how has your life changed in the last 12 weeks, and which you've already kind of gone into, so we won't need to answer that one, but what impact has it had?
I've got a lot more confidence now. So, like, physically, I'm looking the best I've ever looked. I don't have chicken legs anymore. I've always had my, like, skinny legs because I've had 2 knee reconstructions, so it's hard for me to build muscle on my left leg. It gets sore when I do heavy weights, but I've finally started growing my legs, so I'm confident wearing shorts, which sounds ridiculous, but
everyone's got their thing. So there's some physical impacts, and mentally you're feeling more confident. And with that, how is that going to affect your future?
It should just open up opportunities to, you know, a lot of things. Like, it'll give me, it's endless. Like, sky's the limit.
Amazing. Okay. And have other people, so like you and I are talking about this now from our perspectives, your perspective, have your friends and your family noticed? Like, I know another client in the program, Sam, he was the one that put you onto me. Is now in the program because he reached out to me and he said, I want what these guys have got. Like, whatever you're doing with them, like, I want some of that. I mean, besides Sam, I mean, you've probably had some conversations with him. Was he asking you, like, what was his, like, from I've heard his side of it, but what was your side of it? Was he asking you what's happening? Like, I'm actually curious to know.
Well, the first few weeks, I was so focused on myself and what I was doing, I didn't talk to my friends that much. So I was just, but it wasn't after that, a few weeks in, I spoke to Sammy and a few other friends that were, I still spoke to them, but not as much. And they just noticed a difference in, like, physically as well, but more mentally, how happy I sounded and how driven I was, which is good. And, like, he wanted to get in on it because it's like, I can't believe how much a difference it's making in us. So.
And is it nice to know that you're now inspiring other people around you?
Oh, I hope I am. Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, you definitely are, because I don't think Sam would be doing this if you hadn't been doing it, because he wouldn't have had that inspiration from you. He saw something that you had, and he saw something in you that he thought was so exciting that he had to do it as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great feeling.
Amazing. And did other people, your friends and your family, start asking questions? Like, because obviously you've had this massive change.
I haven't seen all my family's back in Melbourne, so I've only seen them once, but I'll see them over Christmas. I'll probably noticed a big change.
But I mean, like mentally, like let's say on the phone, like, you know how you said your mum would fall off the seat if you knew you read 7 books in 12 weeks. Like that's a lot of reading. For someone who didn't read before, to read 7 books in the space of 12 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they would, my mates have definitely noticed. My family haven't noticed that much, but I don't talk to them very often. I should like.
Okay, well, that's a good opportunity to get on board. Awesome. And so the next thing is, as you know, I run a podcast called The $1 Million Mindset, and also with the routine that we do, which is the peak performance practices, I call that the $1 million morning.
Yeah.
So if you want to make $1 million, or if you want to feel like $1 million, you got to have some sort of routines and disciplines and things that make you feel that way. And so that's what we do with the peak performance practices. Can I just get you, before I ask you this next question, for people who don't know what a morning routine is, can you just shed some light on, number one, what your experience was with it, what you thought about it before you started doing it, what you thought about it whilst you were doing it, and how valuable you think it is?
Yeah, so when I first started doing it, I thought, like, to be completely honest,
I want you to be honest.
Yeah, this is a bit of a, like, I hate, like, people putting stuff on Facebook and motivation stuff, and it just, like, makes me go, oh, what a wank. But, like, and the grateful things, I'm like, I just feel like this is silly. It's not making a difference. But then, like, I did start noticing a difference in my positivity and stuff, like from just being grateful for 3 things. Like, so I wake up, as soon as my alarm goes off, I put a second alarm on, make sure I don't fall asleep. But I meditate for 10 minutes, and then I'll be grateful for 3 things. And I do all those things on the list. And it is about owning the morning. Once you own the morning, you're driven for the rest of the day. And then you, like, when you're driving, you listen to podcasts, and then you're thinking of your future. It all starts rolling when you own your morning, and then the rest of the day, it's so much easier to own the rest of the day when you're
because we also watch videos and stuff like that, which allowed you to then find out about people like David Goggins and about, like, you know, all these other like inspirational things that kind of get you into the habit of prioritizing your mindset. Like, we would prioritize our physical health, we prioritize our mental health, and like you prioritize your physical performance, we prioritize our mental performance. Because it's not just about getting by. Ideally, I'm sure you'd like your body to excel, just like you'd like your mind to excel. And if you're not doing exercises to teach it to strengthen itself, how can you expect it to perform at a high level? Yeah. So that's what it's all about. So as I was saying before, on the podcast, I asked the guests. I've had guests that are multimillionaires. I've had guests that are speakers around the world. I've had guests that are clients in this program. And I'm curious to ask you this question, and it is the $1 million question. So the program and what you've learned, if you had to go back to who you were the day or the week before you did this program, and you could never do this program again, but if I gave you $1 million, if I gave you $1 million to go back to who you were, and don't think of, like, I'd find a way. You can't think of it from who you are today. You got to go back to who that person was, how they were thinking, what they were dealing with, and they could never do this process ever again. And they didn't have the awareness that you have now to all the things that are possible. Yeah. Would you take that $1 million?
Nah, wouldn't. Like, it sounds crazy because, like, when I heard that,
it does sound crazy.
Like, $1 million, you can do whatever the hell you want with that. But, like, for me, like, I wouldn't have learned anything. So it probably wouldn't last. It'd last me a few years, but I wouldn't have that mindset of where I'm going for the next 20 to 40 years, and, like, and what I, like, need to do, and what I'm working on. And, like, I've got bigger goals than that. $1 million isn't that much, really. Like, it is a lot of money, but, like, over 20 to 30, 50 years, like, I'm going to be earning a lot more than that, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like,
but
how would $1 million change your life? Let's say you buy one more house. Whoop-de-doo. But if you've got a mindset that is $1 million mindset.
This is more of a long-term thing. Like, this is the rest of my life, whereas a $1 million is a quick fix, and it doesn't fix anything. Like, without my mindset and where I'm going, what I'm working on, like, there's nothing going to stop.
He's on fire. Woo-hoo! Well, it's so true though. And like, but the thing is for people, and I'm sure that if you had seen this video before you'd done this, you'd think, oh, you know, whatever. But I believe that the more people that can value their mindset worth more than $1 million, the more people are going to start to stand up and start to value it. I don't care if somebody doesn't do it with me. Do it with another coach. Do it with a mentor. Go to a seminar, read a book. But value your mindset so much because it's the thing that can create absolutely anything in your life.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, yeah, so you've actually got the $1 million mindset, which is the whole idea of this program. So congratulations, you're a winner. So that's awesome, man. So you've achieved the goals that you set out for yourself in the program?
Yeah, 100%. Plus, I got a lot more of it than I thought.
Yeah, good. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so the last couple of things I just wanted to ask you is, obviously I had written here, for others it would be hard to comprehend that. So could you elaborate? But we've already kind of gone into that. So, but the next thing I would say is, would you recommend this to other people, like family, friends, co-workers, anyone, like who do you think would benefit from doing this program and why?
Anyone that wants to get better at something in their life, will benefit from it. Because if you can change your mindset and how you think, your thought processes, and your happiness, there's so much. I've learned so much out of this. It's ridiculous. And
what are the three main areas of your life that you think that this will have the most impact? Like, for instance, relationships, career, and just your own happiness? Or is it like what are the three main areas that you feel that this is massively impacted for you long term?
I think my career, because I would have just plotted through thinking that I'm doing the job I'm doing now. I can't wait to get out of. I'm so done with it, but I just have to do it for another month or two to make ends meet, keep things rolling. But what I'm working towards now is so much more long term, and it's going to be so much happier. I can see my future every day, and I'm working towards it now. I can see it before it's happened. So yeah, obviously that area I'm at the most. I know, I feel relationship wise that'll come. I know I'm pretty happy with who I am as a person, so I can meet obviously the girl of my dreams hopefully one day. But yeah, mostly career wise for me. I thought I was limited to what I was in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest one for me.
Amazing. So business mindset, belief in yourself, self-confidence, energy, non-reaction to people, focus.
Yeah. And I'm like my own life coach sort of thing now. So
yeah, that's
competing. I'm not competing with anyone else. I'm talking to myself. I've got the accountability mirror, and I talk to that. I'm just,
It's funny that you said that, because that's what I usually say to people is I'm teaching all the things that are so that you can become your own coach. So that when you finish this program, you're not out there alone. You've got yourself as your own coach, as your best friend, supporting yourself through navigating all these things. So it's amazing that you said that.
Yeah.
Probably maybe I would have said to you ages ago and you've forgotten. But okay, the last thing was so we already said, so what's what was so next thing was, what would you say to someone if they knew that they wanted to do this process, and they knew that they should do it, but just didn't feel like they could? There was some sort of excuse or some sort of real valid reason, due to money, due to partner, could be due to timing. What would you say to them? Do you think would you? Yeah, I'm curious.
I'd just say there's always going to be excuses. For me, it was money. I don't know if I can afford it, but now the possibilities it's opened up for me, and it probably would for anyone. I thought I was pretty dumb, but anyone, it opens up so many possibilities for your mindset. I just say, just do it. What can you lose? You've got so much to gain. For what it's worth, yeah, I would just say go for it. What do you got to lose?
Yeah. But what if I really couldn't afford it?
I couldn't afford it. I didn't think I could afford it. I nearly said no. I nearly pulled out of it. But because I had this house, I've got this house paying mortgage off by myself. I didn't have any housemates at the time. I don't currently. I'm in between housemates.
So you had no housemates. You
No.
had no extra cash on the side. You're paying for a mortgage by yourself. You had all the reasons not to do it, but you still did it anyway.
And I'm getting a new car, which I've put off. Like I was going to get a new Chrysler, and that was me just paying that off. But I've put that off until the end of this program.
So you even put off a goal that you had for ages around the car thing because you thought this was more valuable.
Yeah. And I'm so glad I did. And I'm still going to get that soon, but because money's coming in now. So, and I've got a little bit of savings. I'm ticking off all these boxes, but yeah, there's so many excuses you can make for yourself. But if you want to truly do it for yourself and your future, it's
going to have more. There's going to be as many Chryslers as you want, and there's going to be all those things you can
write your own future.
Virtually. You can go on that holiday next year. You can do all these things, but if you get this going, you'll be able to be happier and be able to hit your goals anyway.
Yeah, 100%. I'd just say, just do it.
Awesome, man. And the last thing I was going to say to you is just as a general feedback. If you were to, number one is, do you recommend this program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And number two, how would you rate it out of 10?
100?
100.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, bro.
Awesome, man.
No, I absolutely loved it. It's just life-changing. If I can look back at this in years' time and go, this changed my life.
Well, you're going to, because I've saved those videos for you. So Nathan and all of the clients, we do a video before they start, and then they do videos throughout the process to check in. And the whole idea is that I want you guys to remember this for the rest of your life. I want you to look back at this and I'm sure we'll still be friends then, and we'll be able to think about, imagine you in 10 years' time with your houses, with whatever cars, with your dream partner, all the things that you've created. And you look back this literally is the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And in 10 years' time or 5 years' time, you look back and you go, I cannot believe that thing, imagine if, you're thinking this now and after 12 weeks. Imagine what you're going to feel like after 12 years, looking back at this as the catalyst to the complete shift that you've made in your life. Because now it's just amazing. That's
what I've been thinking. This has only been 3 months and I've done 7 books. Physically, I've changed so much. I've been very hard on myself, but when I have a look at the before and after photos, even I can tell there's a bit of a difference there. And my mindset, so that's 3 different things. In 3 months, I've achieved more than I thought I would. So in another 6 months, that's going to be double that, probably more so, because I'm learning on learning. So it's I'll grow more. And then in a year, in 10 years, I hope I'm still doing it. I will be.
You will be.
Yeah, I know I will be.
Do you think if you had to compare the last 3 months to the last 3 years or the last X amount of years, how would it compare?
3 years. I was just in the mindset of traveling up until now. I was safe from my house and stuff, but mindset wise, I wasn't driven as much. I didn't have that. The end goal wasn't painted as well. It was vague. It was just I wanted to do this, I didn't. But
the Google Map goal gave you that clarity.
Hey.
But the Google Map goal gave you that clarity and focus.
It's painted the picture clear as day for me that I look at it every day. Now I know how to get there and what I need to do. So it was a crappy picture painted towards now. It's in great detail. So that's a big thing, is visualize your goals as well. So.
Awesome, man. Well, I won't hold you for too much longer, but I just want to say absolutely well done. Congratulations. As I said to you the other day, I'm really, really, really super proud to see how far you've come. You are now an inspiration both to me, but also to your friends, to your family, to your co-workers, to your future family. And I'm really excited to continue to watch you grow outside of the program. And as I mentioned on the last call, I've got you back 100% anytime you need anything. Just reach out, and I'm really grateful to have you as a friend moving forwards. And best of luck for everything. Thanks for your time, and thanks for allowing me to go through this journey with you.
Thanks, brother. I can't wipe this silly little grin off my face.
Thanks, mate. Awesome, man. Well, I'm sure you'll see more of Nathan in the future, guys. Obviously, what I'd love to do is catch up with you, Nathan, another 3 or 6 months' time and put you on the $1 Million Mindset podcast so people can follow along and see the things that you've been able to achieve. So that's definitely something that I'd love to do. So this won't be the last time you'll see Nathan. But thanks again, Nath, and goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some value out of this. And if you're wanting to, improve your performance in any area, especially business and happiness, you know who to reach out to. And thanks a lot, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. See you, Nath.
See you, bro.